Welcome everyone, welcome listeners again to a new session of regarding promoter. So, in the formation of a company, certain preliminary steps are necessary. Usually, steps in the formation of companies are like this. As you all know, we learned about a memorandum of association, right? Memorandum of association, then articles of association, right? Then memorandum of association, articles of association, then entering into preliminary contracts, right? Preliminary contracts. So before starting a company, I'm talking about before starting a company, then we'll go for registration of a company. Okay, in a nutshell, I will explain the promoter as soon as possible, because we don't want make this video more lengthier. So all these steps are taken, all these previous things will be taken, uh, or taken by or formulated by, or achieved by certain persons known as promoters. So promoters duty is to make memorandum of association, articles of association, contracts with different people, like contracts with lease contract with uh, the owner, then contracts with have an example, an engineer. So preliminary contracts for making um, the office space done, and registration of the company also. So individual, firms, association of person, or syndicates can act as a promoter. So an individual, then a firm, okay, association of person, syndicates can act as a promoter. So they can be a promoter. Okay, so maybe some, there are firms who act as promoters and as a consultant. Okay, consultant. So their main job is to help in incorporation of a company. All right. So a promoter is a person who undertakes necessary, promoter is a person, one second, is a person who undertakes the necessary preliminary steps for to form a company. All right. Promoter. So promoter is a person who you know undertakes the necessary preliminary steps. Necessary preliminary steps at the to form a company. All right. So so that is what exactly a promoter. So actually, according to a person called a Palmer, a promoter is a person who originate the scheme for the formation of the company. Originate, he will plan. Promoter will plan the formation of the company. Okay, so the promoter settles the company's name. Okay, promoter settles the company's name. He settles the details of the company's memorandum and article of association. He arranges for the printing of a memorandum and articles of association. He determines the nomination of a director, solicitors, bankers, auditors. He will find. So instead of why should a normal man break his head? This kind of a consultant or this kind of a person, this kind of a firm, this kind of a syndicate will do all these things. So he arranged the registered office of the company. He arranges the registration of the company. Maybe an owner can also be a promoter. Okay, so according to section 269, section 2 subclause 69 of the Companies Act defines the expression promoter. So a promoter has been named as a promoter in a prospectus. In a prospectus, we learned about prospectus also, right? So his name should be there, name as a promoter in prospectus. Okay, second condition is a person who is identified as a promoted by the company in the annual return to be filed with the registrar under section 92 of the act. So a person who is identified as a promoter by the company when the company file annual returns, okay, his name should be there as a promoter while the company file the first annual return. Sorry, as per section 92. Okay, and the third condition is a person who has control over the affairs of the company directly or indirectly, whether as a shareholder, director, or otherwise, can be a promoter. That means, as I said, like an owner can be a promoter, a shareholder, director, no, can be a promoter. So a person who has control directly or indirectly. So shareholders and directors have control. Shareholder is the owner of the company, right? If I buy some shares from Cipla or Ranbaxy, definitely I will be considered as per the law I will be an owner of the company. Next, a person is accordance with whose advice, directions, or instruction the board of directors of the company is accustomed to act. That person is the promoter. However, a person who is acting merely in a professional capacity would not be treated as a promoter. So, a person has a power to advise and give directions, instructions to whom? To the directors and to the directors or board of directors. Okay, before the accomplishment of the registration, before the accomplishment of the registration, it's called as a promoter because he knows everything to how to go about it, everything. So definitely, and a professional, a person who is acting merely in a professional capacity would not be treated as a promoter. Professional capacity in the sense like maybe a police officer cannot be a promoter. A working doctor cannot be a promoter. A promoter is an exclusive person who works only for this, future company. So there is a legal relationship will build between the company and the promoter. So what is the legal relationship between the promoter and the company? It is the agent. A promoter is neither an agent nor a trustee of a proposed company. He is only an agent because there is no principal, because company has not been formulated. So promoter is not an agent, not a and not what a trustee, because we have not started the company, right? There is no existence. There is no a separate legal entity, and there is no beneficiary for trust or trustee. So however, from the moment he has act with the company in a mind, a promoter stands in a fiduciary relationship. That's it. Promoter works with a fiduciary relationship. What do you mean by fiduciary? Fiduciary means trustworthy relationship or bona fide relationship, in good faith relationship. Okay. So this is the end of our session, promoter. This is a sure question. Thank you.